Yeah, greetings, club members, and thanks for joining us today. This is going to be a jam-packed stream with the ATOM founders, Jeff and Saber, and very special guest, two-time champion and professional NASCAR driver, Julia Landor, who is making history today as the club's very first recipient of our on-track sponsorship program. Everybody, throw some emojis in the chat. Round of applause.
So nice to be here.
Welcome.
Everybody's saying hello.
I have to look at the screen to be able to see my Twitch. Everyone's saying hello to Julia.
Hello. Sorry, I
All
gotta adjust.
right. Thank you guys for coming. Today's stream, we're going to be talking about several things. First off, we're going to talk about the On Track program. Just give a brief overview of what it's about. We're going to be talking about Julia's upcoming race at Miami Homestead. We're going to pick some lucky NASCAR skin competition winners.
Ooh.
We got some time slated for community Q&A. Be sure to drop any and all questions you may have for Julia or about the On Track program in the Ask Us Anything channel in the Discord, and we will do our best to answer them live on stream. And of course, to finish it off, we're going to let you all get on track with a special marbles race with some special prizes.
Cool.
So cool.
Yeah. Excited for all that. Community loves marbles. I don't think Julia has experienced marbles yet, but it's a way interactive thing with the community where all of our viewers can type exclamation mark play and they'll race a marble through a track. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, cool.
So first off, On Track. Jeff, what is On Track program? What does it mean for the club? And what was your inspiration when for it? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So part of what we want to do is we want to create a car club that works across globally, across boundaries, and sort of breaks down boundaries on the internet, so that anyone from anywhere can belong to it. One of the really important things about Atom is that we want to foster and support car culture. And car culture comes in lots of different forms. It comes, you have people who like to customize their cars. You have people who, are really into the sounds and the music. Some people that are into like the street scene and street art and things like that. And then one of the real core driving forces, and that I've always found as a driving force in car culture, is motorsport. And bringing all of those things together so that the people in Atom Car Club can experience that, be part of that, and also like contribute to it, and so we're building all of those factors into the club. We're very lucky, I feel, to be able to, we're just getting started, and the On Track brand, we're very lucky to be able to have such a great race car driver as our first official sponsor. And we're really excited about that, and we sort of looking forward to like how far this On Track brand goes, and how we can be amazing fans for Julia as she progresses her career.
Awesome. And Saber, when looking for sponsors for the program, how did you find Julia, and what drew you to her for the sponsorship?
It was actually from the discussion with Garage XYZ, and then they did the intro. We had our initial call a few months back, I think, and then Julia just gives out that very authentic vibe then the more research I've done, the more I feel like, yeah, she's absolutely the right fit for Adam Car Club that we wanted to support. And then the passion she's got for motorsport, for empowering women, it just really resonated with me. And also, I had a great time interviewing her, and I asked her lots of questions and learned more about her journey in racing. And it's always, really great to talk to someone in person. Well, that was actually a Zoom call, but it's kind of like in person. And I'm just really honored to having the chance to chat with Julia. I did enjoy that a lot. So the video of the interview that you can check it out on Adam Car Club website /on track. And if you follow Julia on Instagram, you know she's like a big foodie. I'm a big foodie myself. So, we wow at each other's food posts all the time. And that was really fun. And I hope one day, I'll be able to go to the race and cheering for Julia, there in person in the near future. That'd be so cool.
What was your latest food post? Just curious.
Uh,
Was that at Celeste?
no, that wasn't. I think the latest one that was. I had a big plate of salad, and you had that beef Wellington.
Ooh,
Oh,
beef
yeah,
Wellington.
One of your stories had something with cheese on it. Like, I think it was a pasta dish with some melted cheese on it that was, mwah. I mean, so good. Like, it looks so good.
Yeah, I know. I look at Julia's post of these sushi and oh my god, all those things. And I told Jeff that they made this slice the sushi, the slice the tuna, probably, or the salmon.
Oh, yeah,
And
you cut it yourself, right? You bought the
Yeah,
bought the
and
fish
so
and cut it yourself and prepared it.
yeah,
That take some
I can't take
talent and
credit for it though, because my boyfriend's the real cook. I sous chef and I wash dishes and I document for the people so that I can share the food creations with people. So very little of my Instagram cooking stories are mine, but I get the authority to it. So we're a unit, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's great food. That's all that matters.
Awesome. I just wanted to apologize to everybody real fast. It was lagging. I was trying to record the stream, so I had to turn off the recording because that's what was causing the video to lag for everybody. But I see everybody saying it's better now. I'm glad it's better.
People saying they're hungry now.
Yeah. So moving on, Julia, you have an extremely interesting history. I was reading all about it. Big old list of awesome accomplishments and colleges you've been to. Would you like to share with the community a little bit about yourself and what this sponsorship means to you?
Totally. Well, first, hello, either good morning to some of you, good evening to others of you. I know we're all over the place, which makes this even cooler, I think. But I'm Julia. I have been racing for 20 years now. It started in go-karts when I was 10. I moved up to racing cars when I was 13 in the Skip Barber Racing Series, so a racing school that people like Marco Andretti and Danica Patrick went through. At 14, I became their first female champion, which was super cool. Like, to be a 14-year-old girl beating all the grown men was a big confidence boost. And, my parents saw that I had talent, and I was lucky they were able to support me for many years financially, energy wise. And we kept climbing the ranks. I switched from formula cars and open wheels and road courses to more NASCAR style when I was about 16. It made more sense in the States. It was more cost effective. I really liked the racing. And then I went to college. I kept racing part-time throughout college and high school. I went to Stanford. I got a bachelor's of science in science, technology, and society. I've always loved that racing is human machine interaction and that we're, maneuvering these big machines. And when I graduated, that's when I got quite serious about the NASCAR journey. And I raced in a weekly NASCAR series where I won a championship, moved up to a televised series, what's now the ARCA West series. And then I raced a little bit in the Canadian NASCAR series. In 2020, I raced in the European NASCAR series and finished 5th in points, which is the highest for an American ever. And then this year I made my debut in the NASCAR Xfinity series. And I can't emphasize enough how important and grateful I am for Adam's sponsorship. I mean, for all of you racing fans, watching, like, it's a financially driven sport. It is so challenging to not come from a racing family, to not come from a trust fund family, and to really raise the sponsorship. And so it's been so cool that, like, my personal interest in Web3 and NFTs and everything kind of brought us together, and that we're able to be kind of pioneers in bridging the world of in real life activation and utility with on the blockchain. So I'm super grateful. I'm really excited and nervous for next week, and to only do 2 races this year means that every race is a really big step, taking on a lot. But we hope to expand the schedule next year. All TBD on that, but I'm just super grateful to be here, and I've loved jumping in the Discord with you guys. I hope to be there a little bit more in the coming days. The Discord, I'm still somewhat new. I've been on it for about a year and a half-ish, and sometimes it does get a little overwhelming. So I've been being strategic as I've had everything else going on. But I'm really grateful to be here and grateful for all of you.
Excited to have you.
Awesome. Yeah, we are. We're totally stoked to, to see our club name on a car, and I think that reveal is coming next week, and we're gonna have a collectible that the members can actually collect for that as well, which is going to be very exciting and very fun, and kind of memorize the first activation. And it's interesting to hear that, like, this is you've just started in the Xfinity, and we're already, like, alongside you. It's good to be with someone from the start and see it grow, because we're at the start as well, and growing too.
The synergies are great.
My cousins in California, they're huge NASCAR fans, and I remember when I was a young child, I'd go over to their house and visit, and their dad had a wheel off of Dale Earnhardt's car, and it was autographed by him, and it always sat in the living room right next to, like, the Lazy Boy recliner. That's just a memory I remember always growing up and seeing that tire.
I hadn't actually realized it, but yeah, fans can take and get the tires and the wheels and stuff, especially if a car is crashed. So I found out that someone has 2 of my crashed wheels from New Hampshire in their apartment.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I didn't even get any parts of my car. So
How does one go about getting those? They kind of just run on the track and grab it when the race is
your
over?
guess is as good as mine. I don't know if they go to the hall, if they're at the track and go to the hauler afterwards and be like, hey, you're going to junk this anyway. Can I take it? I don't know.
Yeah. Another thing, my experience was kind of like racing. I had my best friend in Montana. His dad, Hank Berry, he was a Minnesota modified race car driver, and I always enjoyed traveling with him around the state, going to his races and run around in the pit crew area. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And moving on, Homestead, Miami. It's coming up soon. How do you get your head right? How do you prepare for races like this? And have you ever raced at this track before?
So I have not raced. I've raced on they have an infield road course here, and I believe I've done that like 15 years ago when I was in Formula BMW, or maybe Skip Barber. But I've not been on the track on the oval. I have never done a 1.5 mile. Basically, I was able to come in at the 1 mile track for New Hampshire. That kind of licensed me to move up to the 1.5 miles. So I haven't gone this fast on an oval. And again, because I've raced so infrequently this year, it's like there's a lot of prep work that goes in. So I'm still learning the race car. Like I don't know what this car feels like at speed compared to what I've driven before. It's a lot faster. It keeps accelerating for a long time. The braking and the brake pedal is really stiff, so it's a lot of effort. But I also know on the 1.5s, we're not going to be braking as hard as we were on the smaller tracks because we don't have to slow down as much. So like I know that. So my prep is multifaceted. So on the one hand, I am actually in the middle of watching last year's Homestead race just to see how people were passing, to try to learn what I can from the commentators. I also go and I've already watched in-car video, so I can try to get a visual sense of, you know, when they're braking, what it looks like when they're turning in, you know, when they're going down to the bottom versus staying at the top. Homestead is a track where it's fastest to run right along the wall around the whole track, which is a little daunting. You have less wiggle room, you know, if you mess up, but that's the fastest way. So I hope to at least at some point in the race move up there. And I'm doing simulator work. I don't personally have a simulator. It's on my list of things to look into for next year, but I borrow my friends, and that, you know, I was able to put in about 35 minutes on it just yesterday. That allowed me to get into a rhythm, to again understand the visuals. And then I do my physical training with my trainer is at Pit Fit, which is racing specific. They have a location in Indianapolis and here in North Carolina, and we do things. I post a lot on my Instagram and my social media about the mix of neurological training we do and reaction times and peripheral visions, depth perception, precision. I'll be posting a video tomorrow with like precision boards so that, you know, we can get used to having good memory and input and output, strength. I PR to deadlift last week, so that was exciting. And then doing cardio stuff because it is a long race, and you know, these cars are 3,400 pounds. They get quite hot in there, especially Florida is still going to be like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, I think, when we're there, and humid. And, you know, we're just on for 2.5 hours basically. So lots of prep. I'm a little tired. And then there's also the mental aspect of, again, knowing that I haven't been on this size track, that I haven't, you know, been at these speeds, and not, you know, making sure I'm having the positive self-talk. And, you know, I was able to do it at New Hampshire. I'll be able to do it now. You know, I'll talk with my spotter next week to get any insights from him, and we'll practice pit stops again. So lots going on, lots of different things to practice. But I'm a big believer that you can't prepare too much, right? Like you can always do a little bit more as long as you get proper sleep and recovery, which I was saying before we went live. I've been falling asleep like 9:15 nap on the couch while we're watching something, and then I'll get up and go to bed, and it's been it's been a lot, but it's been great. I'm so excited.
Wow. Yeah, I saw you doing your neck exercise on Twitter the other day.
Yeah. Isn't it cute? We always joke like, I hope I'm not single again, but if I am, I'm like, we'll be tempted to put like the neck, iron neck head thing like as a picture on the dating profile. Just see what that does.
Yeah, then I saw some of your followers or friends, they send that picture of, is that from a movie or something? You know, that
Yeah, so for everyone, so the neck contraption, basically there are two things. There's basically it's like a halo kind of device, and it straps on, and there's a cord attached to it. So that's attached to a stationary machine, and I'll walk out and put resistance on it. I have to do breathing exercises, I do neck rotations, but it's not a cute look, right? It squishes your face a little bit. And so one of my fans messaged me. I'd never gotten a message from this person before, and they were like, "You kind of look like this dude from Star Wars," which was not a cute looking dude, but I think it's want to check it out. But it's true. That is exactly. You're like here with your neck thing. It's like trying to rotate. Your neck veins are popping out. I mean, it's sexy. What can I say? It is a very sexy look.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
You mentioned just now that you know, like the brakes are tight and then the car. How much wiggle room do you have to like communicate with the mechanics to fine tune the car into a way that it feels comfortable for you?
So
Like
you
they
can
can
find
adjust things, right?
Yeah, they can adjust things. And like even on, the brake pedal for when I was in the car in New Hampshire, like they tried to kind of change the springs out in the pedal so that there was a little less resistance. But you can only do so much. So it's more me adapting to the car style, which luckily I have raced so many different types of vehicles that I feel like I'm actually quite good at getting in and not having not holding on to habits from other cars and really just kind of coming in fresh and knowing it's a new car. It's just that this is the fastest and the biggest and the most powerful car that I've driven. So it's definitely
How
big.
powerful? How
So
powerful?
I think it's like 750 horsepower. Oh, I have to. I don't have an exact answer for that. It's up there. It's fast. And so before that, I think the fastest I had gone was I think it was 650 horsepower, but it was chipped. And so you didn't keep accelerating. Like you got to a point and it was just the max it was going to hit was about,
It was limited, yeah.
yeah, it was about 174 miles an hour. And I think we're going to hit 180 or something on Homestead. So it's just everything is faster. The acceleration is faster. You keep going. So, yeah.
That's what the
Big
next exercise is for, right? For all the G-force.
Yes, yes. So the next exercises are definitely for the G forces. You have to, for people who haven't seen the inside of a stock car, basically you have the chassis and everything, and we have our custom built seats, which I have a time lapse of the pour for the insert somewhere on my TikTok or Instagram. And we're in there, and we have a 6 or 7 point seatbelt depending on the seat, and so we need the core strength to hold us upright. Good shoulder strength. There is power steering, but God forbid the power steering goes out. You got to be strong enough to handle it. And then the neck strength is so important. One, to withhold to hold you up in the G forces, to deal with the 250 laps I think that we're going to be doing, or no, 250 miles we're going to be doing. But then also the other really big important part is that we crash, right? This is part of racing. And so the stronger our necks are, the less likely we're going to be to kind of suffer from concussions. And that's, a big thing that over the last handful of years, the motorsports and NASCAR specifically has put a lot more effort into trying to minimize that because, the NFL or the National Football League here in the States has, awareness around that. And it's like, well, when you put a several thousand pound machine into a wall at speed, it's also probably not great for your head. So really trying to, especially me as a smaller person, really trying to minimize negative impact.
Yeah, can never prepare too much. Safety
In New
is
Zealand,
paramount.
we're super big on rugby and learning about concussion and learning about the long-term effects that concussion has been a real eye-opener to us for our national sport.
Totally.
So and kids, the kids these days, like we're having another look at rugby and how we can bring that culture into their life without causing them massive disadvantages in the future.
Yeah, totally.
All right, Julia, you ready to pick some winners for the NASCAR competition for the skin wrap?
I am.
First, let's go ahead and scroll through all the entries. So we had 13 entries come in, but unfortunately, 2 of them were late. So Julia was able to pick from the 11 qualifying entries, and we're gonna scroll through them all, even the late ones, and give them a little 5 minutes in fame because they're all great, if you ask me. And the first one up, everybody should be able to see my screen share. And Crypto Toad entered this Black Beauty, has almost all ecosystem branding on it. We got Futureverse, Party Bears, Crypto Walkers, Next Legends, Seekers. Well thought out. Great job, Crypto Toad.
Nice.
We got Mark Lar. He's nice, young and sick pattern. I think is well done. Young and Sick is a artist, Julia, that has a NFT in Fluff World. So that's kind of where this pattern came from, and it's beautiful.
Young and Sick is actually like a legendary artist in the Web3 and NFT space, and we were very lucky to have him join us at South by Southwest this year, and also give us a commemorative background for our Fluff World and Party Bears.
Cool.
One of my favorites. It's animated too. If you ever want to go check it out, I can show you a link. And then we have one from, forgive me if I say it wrong, but Bapa Kana. Simple Skin. And this guy looked into Julia and got inspiration from her STEM education and heart for her support for the One Love Foundation.
Aww.
So I loved how he did research and
that's amazing. Thank you.
Tailored it to you. DJ Mercenary. He did a really nice zebra, yellow stripes. He's here representing Prawn to Ride, which is kind of an internal team we have within the Discord. Car 120. I like the statement. Are you ready to atomize the trek? Deboris. And I knew there was going to be one. I knew someone was going to submit a car with either 420 or 69 on it. It's just kind of it's crypto culture, and it happened. And
well, let me tell you, I too have the sense of humor of a 14-year-old boy, and like so much so that my boyfriend and I went to lunch the other day, and he left early, and I got the check, and it was check number 69. So I took a picture of it and I sent it to him, and I'm very proud of that. So
awesome.
I embrace the culture. I'm into it. To be honest, less familiar with the 420 culture. It's not so much my jam, but I know what it stands for.
That's all right. Yeah, and he's representing Green Beanie Racing, which is also an internal team within our Discord, which is very awesome of him to support his team like that.
The Party Bears have a trait with a green beanie, and it's like a very bright green beanie. So coming from the Party Bear team and the Party Bear collection, green beanies are a pretty rare trait, right?
Yeah.
So it's a pretty cool little team that they've set up, and they're always participating in any event that we have. So we really back the green beanies.
Yeah, the green beanie gang.
Yeah, Green Beanie Gang. And then we got an entry from Anubisu.eth. He has like a electronic cool pattern going, some circuitry. I think blacked
some
out looks
cyberpunk
really
going in
cool.
there. I love that. I'm sure David would love that.
And this is one of the late entries, but I really liked it. They took a ASM Brain, which is an AI protocol NFT with the altered state machine, and they turned it into a NASCAR, which I think looks amazing. The detail.
That would make a good rap.
David's actually building a 280Z in cyberpunk style at the moment. So I think he'll appreciate some of the design in that.
And then Urban Gecko, another prawn entering the race.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'll make this one big.
That's stunning.
It got some mushrooms on there. Their Prawn to Ride logo. And then I really like how he incorporated the QR codes. One's for his OpenSea wallet and one's for the ATOM collection. Probably a bad idea to put QR codes on your car. You'll be going too fast for anybody to get it, right?
Well, we actually we did that at the last race. We had two. We had one of the sponsors had a bigger one on the side of the car. That was how they wanted to use some of their real estate on the car. And then I have a little one from my website, kind of next to my name above the window. So it doesn't necessarily get a ton of traction, but we're going to experiment with it. We're going to play with it. And I know that even NASCAR came to me after the race and asked, like, how did how did it work? Like, was there some traction? And so we'll see. I'm gonna keep doing it. I think it's a really cool tool, especially like for things like the hero cards. The autograph cards that we have. It has images of the car, and so people can get that and still look at QR code stuff. I think on track though, going would be hard to capture.
And this is the one I thought was pretty cyberpunky, because I was like all the yellow in it as well. But yeah, they got a little angel baby cheetah skin in there. Angel baby would be proud of this car, which is Julie, in case you don't know, Angel baby is a Metastar. It's using one of the Fluff World NFTs as their avatar.
Yeah, a team called We Are Hume came up with an idea that they could create a digital Metastar and bring him to live performances. So the first one we did with him was that at Art Basel.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and he appeared live on stage at Art Basel as a digital Metastar, creating unique original music, stuff like that. Then we've had 2 more live performances from Angel Baby as well. Plus he's released a few albums as well. So we're looking forward to seeing more from him.
Yeah.
And Gummy, the next legend. This one kind of gives me a cyber theme as well. Got the